Intellectual objections to God are more often than not just a smokescreen. In other words, while atheists claim that they can't believe in God for purely intellectual and scientific reasons, it is very rarely the case. Sometimes it is, but it's rare. The truth is that atheists primarily don't want to believe in God, and so they deliberately try to build intellectual scaffolding or defenses around what they have already decided they would like to be true. Why don't atheists want God to exist? Because if God exists, they have to bow the knee to him. They're no longer free to do whatever they want. They're no longer free to sleep around with whoever they want, or to drink like a fish, or to swear like a sailor. Their own self-seeking permissive rules and DIY morality no longer matters. God's moral law overrides it all. Suddenly, they are responsible to him for their sin and are faced with terrifying judgment. In other words, an atheist can't find God for the same reason that a criminal can't find a police officer. Atheists don't want to face up to the judgment. They want to remain, at least subconsciously, at liberty to follow the self-centered satanic creed, "Do what thou wilt." Now the problem for them is that a part of them already knows God exists. This is partly because he has made it obvious to them through creation, and partly because he has written his law in their hearts. The Bible says, they demonstrate that God's law is written in their hearts, for their own conscience and thoughts either accuse them or tell them they are doing right. Because God has written his law on every human heart, atheists find that their own conscience testifies about God and accuses them of their own sin from within. This is a severe agitation for them. Therefore, they want very badly for God to go away, so that hopefully the guilt and anxiety they feel will go away too. To this end, they rage in vain against God, while simultaneously claiming not to believe in him, and looking for anyone or anything to support what they have already decided to believe. What they're experiencing is something known as cognitive dissonance. It just means that sense of inner discomfort which occurs when people simultaneously hold two conflicting beliefs. Atheists don't want to believe in God, but simultaneously can't help but believe in God, because the truth is written on their hearts. And this state of dissonance leads to inner frustration, anger, anxiety, guilt, and dread. That's why you get these militant atheists who spend their lives raging against God while simultaneously claiming not to believe in him. While trying to convince others, in part, they're just trying to convince themselves. Thomas Nagel said, "I want atheism to be true, and I'm made uneasy by the fact that some of the most intelligent and well-informed people I know are religious believers. It isn't just that I don't believe in God, and naturally I hope that I'm right in my belief. It's that I hope there's no God. I don't want there to be a God. I don't want the universe to be like that." These atheists will only ever find peace for their souls when they admit the truth that God is God. But in the meantime, they try to quiet their conscience by actively searching out intellectual scaffolding that supports what they would like to be true. At the heart of it all, then, is rebellion against God, not science and logic, at least not primarily. In fact, true science and logic is actually on God's side. So when you talk to someone about Jesus, you're often not really looking to reach their intellect. All of these smokescreen objections about dinosaurs and rock formations, they're often just parroting something that they heard on TV a couple of weeks ago, and they haven't honestly scrutinized the information for themselves, but they hold on to it because it's convenient and it backs up what they would like to believe. So while intellectual jousting can be fun, it's often just a distraction from the core of the issue, which is they don't want to believe in God and they love their sin far too much.